what discipline you're going in, there's going to be some standard programs that you're just going to need to know. If you're going to be a designer, you got to know Adobe Creative Suite backwards, forwards, and sideways. If you want to be in a more strategic role, you got to be able to master PowerPoint. You have to be able to know Excel backwards and forwards. WordPress is one that's now becoming really, really more important to be able to know confidently. WordPress is used in so many different ways, and so that's just another program to be able to know. But and this is just a resource that I want to throw out to you. So if you want to know how to put together a digitally focused resume or know any sort of tricks in terms of how to frame yourself and how to best shape your best self to be able to put that forward, we do have a good resource on Creative Circle's website. It's just creativecircle.com. If you go to the About Us section, we had a BBC reporter come and ask us some questions about how someone can essentially get a job and what the skills they need. So I would recommend just going and watching those videos. They're from late 2013, but all of the stuff is still really relevant. I know it's weird because we think like 2013, that was just last year. Well, like we're talking, everything keeps changing, but all of those resources are still really relevant to finding a good job.
For writing purposes, if you haven't read it, I highly recommend Elements of Style. That's what I want to add.
Let me kind of tag in with this. We've brought up content writing skills. You said it's 100% necessary, Lisa. That was actually one of our other questions. What is the role of that? I feel like it's something that, it's toe in every puddle kind of situation for the marketer, but how vital is that role, and how often will people use that in marketing?
I mean, you use it every day. So every day, every hour. I mean, the amount of emails that you will go through in a job, as you know, I mean, it's hundreds a day. And being able to write concise, that's why I encourage you all to use Twitter, because that helps you, teach you that. Being able to...
Twitter won't help you learn how to spell.
Exactly. But emails, presentations, and even in presentations, writing through your presentations can help you think through how you will actually present it. I think that's...
Roll? Go ahead.
Yeah, I would also say I've kind of been in a lot of different marketing roles, so I've had to use writing in writing brand strategies, in SEO. If you're getting into the SEO side of things, you'll need to write for meta tags and meta descriptions. You'll sometimes even be the writer for blog posts. For social media, I use writing pretty often. And then again, just for presentation skills and daily emails, you have to look pulled together so that people actually want to believe you. I really think it kind of spans all the roles of marketing.
Yeah, go ahead, Carlos.
I think outside having a personality are really important, and this is really if you work in social media. So I firmly believe, and I've seen it, you are your brand, and when you're in social media, you're communicating on behalf of your brand. And customers out there, they pick up on the person who's on the other side because they're seeing a logo. There's a person on the other side who's also writing content. And I think in order to write that content that's fun and engaging, you have to have a personality. You have to enjoy what you do. And again, it's more of a soft skill than acquired, but that's something that personally I look for when I'm looking to add to my team, specifically in social.
I think specifically when you talk about content writing and content marketing, so obviously having the skills to write a quality piece of content is really important, but also to have the skills to be able to come up with ideas for really great content is incredibly valuable. I mean, coming from a journalism background, I mean, if you can come up with ideas for great stories, you can really own your career, and it's becoming that way a lot too, I think, with content marketing. And if you can come up with relevant and useful content for the brands that you're working for, you're going to be invaluable.
Matt, I want to hear from you too.
Yeah, so another aspect of writing I think is important is to find your own unique style, the way that you present yourself. But there's also an important aspect of writing of adopting the right style for the audience you're trying to reach, right? And learning to shift and shape that accordingly. And that's much more important in the agency space because, we may be talking to lots of different types of demographics depending on the program that we're doing. So it's important to learn, how do I message this to reach just this right audience, and how does my writing style shift and change to reach the audience I'm trying to get to? And I need to understand the audience first to then kind of shape how I'm going to write for them. So don't forget about that aspect of writing too.
Amber, I'm going to pick on you here for a second. What are the best way for students to gain experience? We have internships, we have classes. What have you personally done to gain experience, and what would you recommend?
Definitely internships. I started in college getting an internship, and they didn't pay me. I worked for a year for free, just recruiting for a financial firm, and it was the best experience I've had. I think it opened so many doors for me into HR and where I'm at now. If you can get any type of internship, even if it's for a couple months, even if you're not getting paid and you're just doing it on the side, I recommend it. If you're bringing a resume to somebody and you want a job and you have no internship under your belt, they're probably not even going to look at you. Beyond the internship experience, writing, we've said it so many times, just get yourself out there. Every aspect of digital and social, anything that you can touch, taking extra classes if you're in a different area of marketing and you need to take, or you need to know more about digital, then take some extra classes. Anything you can get your hands on is going to put you above the people that are already in those positions, because most of them are not going back to school and taking classes and learning the new trends. So they're having to keep up with it just as much as you would. So anything you can do to raise the bar is definitely worth it. Anything else?
So I think trade associations are a great place to turn to. And you've got the AMAs, the social media clubs, Chamber of Commerce, etc. These are organizations that constantly have events, they have mixers, they have annual conferences, etc., and they're looking for help. So whether it's helping to manage their social media properties, help contribute to getting the word out from a marketing standpoint on an event, there's a lot of ways that you can add value. And the key is, once you are part of these associations or organizations and you're working pro bono for them, network with the people that are members. Because who's a member? Typically someone who's a professional, like the panel that you have here, a decision maker at a company, and these are the folks that you want to keep in touch with, connect with on LinkedIn, and hopefully help put yourself in a position to find a job.
Dan, did you have your hand up?
No.
Okay. I know if the ear scratch was a secret, signal.
Dan, your head's still...
I just wanted to add one more thing. I search for people constantly all day long, and sometimes those positions are hard to fill. I love when somebody who has good experience reaches out to me on LinkedIn and actually tries to sell themselves through that network. I feel like they just made my day, because I've been looking all over for them, and here they are. They came to me. So anytime that you feel like you're a perfect fit for a position, I would recommend reaching out to somebody within the network, or even if you can find out who the HR person or the hiring manager is. I don't see anything wrong with reaching out to them as long as it's professional. I recommend it.
Dana?
And since at Creative Circle, since we are a specialized staffing agency for advertising, marketing, and creative professionals, we typically don't represent anyone with less than a year of experience. But internships count. So those internships are really, really important. Now, if you don't have that internship experience or you don't choose to go that route, we sometimes bring in those gems that may not have that year of experience, but they showed us, okay, this is a website that I would design if I was running this brand, and here are the reasons why I would do it. And if it's really good, then we're like, okay, all right, we'll meet with you. This looks good. Or I wrote my own marketing plan for this product, and here's why I decided to do this, and here's my brand strategy here. And if it's really solid, and if it's really good, then we might consider you outside of that typical year of experience, because you're showing